Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
And good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Michigan City High School as the Region Sports Network presents live coverage of Indiana High School boys basketball as the Portage Indians coming to town to take on the Michigan City Wolves. Michael Brenner here on site, bringing you all the play-by-play action for tonight. And joining me with the color analysis is the one and only Wally McCormick. Wally, good to be with you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Should be a fun matchup. Two really good teams here in the Duneland Athletic Conference. You got a Portage team that is, coming through a sectional championship just a season ago. Oddly enough, Michigan City looking for that first sectional championship in program history since the schools here in Michigan City connected in 1996. But, man, it's kind of surprising to see a Michigan City team without a sectional championship, but they might be on the cusp of doing that this year. It's going to be a tough sectional 3, but they might be the team this year that could do it.
Yeah, and, ironically, the last time Portage was in this gym was last year playing in the regionals. But gone from that team is Garrett Clark, who's playing at Purdue North Central, and Michael Wellman, who's playing at Grace College, and Sam Wellman, that's playing at Bethel, and Amari Evans, who's playing at Marion Ancilla. So it was going to be gloom and doom, right, at Portage, and now we're a few weeks into this thing, and Portage is sitting here with a really young group that's 15-0, 3-0 in the Duneland Conference, looking to hold serve with Crown Point. They're tied for the Duneland Conference lead, so it's been a really good year for the Portage faithful.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to kind of set up the storyline of, a lot of graduation losses last season for Portage, but that has not slowed them down in the slightest. In fact, number 3 in terms of scoring in the state of Indiana, right behind I believe it was South Bend Joe's and then Crown Point. And if you're up there in the top 5 in scoring, I know that's one of Coach Klaus's keys for today is to kind of keep up that momentum, keep scoring, keep in the top 5 of scoring in the state of Indiana. But, yeah, you figure Coach Klaus, a 1994 Portage graduate himself, thought he was going to have, maybe a tough season this year, but it has not been the case. 15-0 coming into tonight's action.
Yeah, last year their JV team was undefeated, and that doesn't necessarily always transfer into varsity wins. But what they've done is they've established a way to play that's kind of unique. They press all over the place. They trap all over the place. Their kids are very quick. They're not very big. They have great anticipation skills, and that offense is definitely coming from the defense where they average about 15 steals a game, and those steals turn into layups at the other end. And so for them, as most teams, but definitely for them, their defense is key to what they're going to do tonight on the offensive end.
And they are led by the Kobe's in scoring. 21, just under 22 points a game for Carter Kobe, and then for Bryce, averaging 15 points a game. But you talked about the traps. Don't be surprised if we see something a little bit different. That may work, it may not. They've only run it a couple of times, Coach Klaus said, so we'll see kind of how that plays in a trap that Michigan City likely hasn't seen before.
Yeah, and Portage plays a lot of 1-3-1, and then they play a lot of man-to-man with it, where they call it down, where they play man-to-man, but then once the first pass is thrown in a possession, they go trap that, and they do a really good job of rotating over to most dangerous. It wouldn't surprise me today that if Portage went to a little 2-2-1 full court, or probably play some 2-3 and trapped out of it. For them today, obviously they have an extreme size disadvantage every night on the floor. So for them, it's always a question of rebounding and getting in position and blocking out and doing rebounding. And I think the rebounding stat tonight will be a big issue for who's going to be successful.
Yeah, that'll be one that Coach Klaus did mention to us tonight as well, that rebounding is going to be an important part of this one. Take a look at Michigan City now. They are coached by Larry Upshaw, two-time regional champion, and even in his time over at 21st Century as well. But he's going to have a gauntlet in that sectional number 3. I know we're talking about sectionals. We're not there yet, still a little whiles away, but that is a gauntlet of a sectional. You got a lot of the South Bend teams, Penn, Mishawaka. It'll be at Mishawaka this year. And this team is, kind of riding their wave. They're 9-6 on the year, 1-2 in Duneland Athletic Conference play, as most of the Duneland is. So they have a really good team, but you mentioned a lot of transfers in from other schools that is giving them a lot of height. Their rebounding is going to be a big one for them tonight as well.
Well, and that's just the day and age that we're living in right now, that everybody wants to talk about the college transfer portal, and so much in high school right now. You're seeing kids there's a lot of kids in this gym tonight that have reclassified grades. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of kids that are transfers and move-ins, and it's just kind of the animal we're dealing with right now. But City comes in 9-6, 1-2 in the Duneland. Close games that they've lost in the league. They got beat by LaPorte twice in 2 pretty good games, and LaPorte's got a really nice team this year. For City, can you handle the pressure? Can you identify the defenses, as Portage is switching defenses because they do it a ton, and it's very difficult to see what they're in the half court. Are you going to be able to get offensive rebounds? And for Portage, if you can make them play in the half court game, I think you got to feel a little better about your odds.
And I'm really liking it. I'm looking through some of the numbers as well. You got Isaiah Smoot that is shooting 32% from beyond the arc. Larry Upshaw Jr., the freshman, shooting 33%. But I'll tell you what, Isaiah Smoot, 22 three-pointers made this year. Those are big numbers for a high school team, and a team that's probably going to rely on that on occasion.
Yeah, and they're 15 games in, so he's making 2 a game. And he's attempted about 4 a game, so he's right at pushing 50%, which, they used to say if you could shoot three-pointers at 33%, you were good. But now that this thing has been around for 20 or so years, those numbers got to be creeping up towards the 40s.
Yeah, it's getting close. I think when I looked at college before, I think around the 37%, or 37, 39%. But for high school, I still feel like that's a pretty good number. And then we're going to see here, we're going to see if Zarian Lemons is going to be in the game as well at some point tonight, averaging 6.8 rebounds per game. We're told that maybe he may not be shooting up. We're going to find out throughout the game as well. But that would be, if he's not playing, that would be kind of a loss on the rebounding margin. You talked about how important that's going to be in the game. We'll find out over the course of this broadcast.
Well, and him at being 6'5", Portage is never going to have a guy on the floor bigger than 6'3". So when Michigan City could play with a lineup that's about 6'7", 6'6", 6'5". Now, the only downside of that is with Portage playing 5 guys that are 6 foot, those big guys got to be able to guard little guys on the other end, and that hasn't worked out real well for Portage's opponent so far.
So we're going to see some boxing out tonight. We'll be able to see some textbook boxing out, we would imagine. Let's go ahead and tune you in to our national anthem. All right, a wonderful job by the Michigan City Pep Band here this evening. And we're going to bring you the starting lineups for both these squads. It'll be first the Portage Indians, as they are the visitors on the scoreboard today. First out onto the floor for the Portage Indians is number 0, the 5'9" sophomore Mikey Rivera, followed by the 6'1" junior number 1 Carter Kobe. And now out onto the floor, the 6'2" junior number 3 Dennis Moran III. Followed by number 13, the 5'10" junior Josiah Brown. And then last out on the floor, the 6'3" sophomore, number 24, Bryce Kobe.
So Carter's the one that's been scoring all the points. Between he and Bryce, they're pushing about 35 points a game between the two of them. So that's where they get a lot of their offense. The key for Portage is always going to be, who's the third?
Yep.
Josiah Brown's the sharpshooter. He's the three-point shooter. Dennis Manier is an attack the rim, get rebound kind of guy. And Mikey Rivera, the smallest guy on the court, is a steal machine that turns it into layups at the other end. So for those guys, you're going to see from the opening tip, they're going to get in people and they're going to get after people. And, a lot of it depends on the officiating tonight. If the officials let them play, that's good for both teams. If the officials call the game like a tennis match, that's not good for either. So
yeah, it's going to ruin the momentum and the swing of things. Let's go ahead and bring you the starting lineup for the Michigan City Wolves. We got number 1, the 5'11" senior Isaiah Smoot. We got a 5'9" senior number 2, Nick Stewart, followed by the 6'4" senior Terrence McCray, along with the 6'2" senior Brian Jackson, number 4. And then rounding out the lineup, number 13, that's Colson Dobre, the 6'8" senior.
And, Michigan City's a really veteran team. They're just 13 guys, or they got 13 guys on the roster. 10 of them are seniors. Obviously, they got a freshman that plays. The freshman's a little bit different. He's a coach's kid. So those guys are usually gym rats that have been around this their entire life. So sometimes their learning curves push a little bit ahead. Portage, on the other hand, doesn't have a senior on the roster.
Right. We'll take a look at our Friday night forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, a very comfortable 8 degrees. And the tip is away, and it is controlled by the Portage Indians. That forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping the cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So Moran dishes it off to Bryce Kobe in the left wing here.
Portage coming out in their, traditional man-to-man set. So City's playing half-court man, and Portage is running their weave, where you're going to get a lot of diagonal cuts and down screens.
Kobe has it blocked up top. Pushing the transition game for Michigan City off the window, trying to put one in and eventually dumping it home. I believe it was Colson Dobre that tapped that in.
Yeah, City coming off the block wanted to push it and ran. So this could be a really exciting game if both teams want its way.
The pass came in from Brian Jackson right near half court here for Portage. Handed it off to Brown. Brown trying to find some kind of a lane to get through as Rivera. From the left wing, hands off top of the key now, Kobe. Off to Moran, who hangs out in the right wing from our vantage point. Portage going right to left on the floor. Kobe dishing it out in the corner. Long range 3 put up, hits the back iron. No good for Bryce Kobe. Out of bounds, and they're going to send it the other way. So Michigan City with it.
Yeah, and Carter does a really good job of getting into the middle of the lane, and when he does, he attracts attention, and then he's able to kick it out to three-point shooters. That's a good look. That's a shot Bryce makes normally. He just missed.
Ball hits the ground, and trying to do the quick turnover game here. We'll have a jump ball call. Possession arrow favoring City.
Yeah, so the first true defensive possession where Portage has got to come back and play half-court defense, they come out in their 1-3-1. This is kind of their standard look. They're going to trap in all the different corners. I would anticipate Michigan City being able to get some baseline jumpers against this defense. But if they get it in the middle of the floor, Portage is in trouble, and they do a really good job of keeping out of the middle.
So far, City doing a really good job moving the ball, and that three-point bucket is good for Nick Stewart.
Yeah, and there's your baseline corner jumper that, if you against this 1-3-1, if you can handle the traps and see through them instead of looking at the defenders, you're going to be all right.
Rivera tries to answer and does.
They're getting three-point production out of Mikey Rivera. That's a good sign for Portage.
On the baseline, and stepping on the baseline is Isaiah Smoot. A lot of contact on him that was kind of forcing him there. No whistle on the contact, but there was on the foot hitting the end line.
Yeah, and you could tell early on it looks like the officials are going to let him play, and I'm sure both coaches will be happy about that. until the last 2 minutes of the game,
Right.
and then they'll both be unhappy
Yep,
about
then
it.
they want all the foul calls. Yep. Rivera with it. Handing it off to Kobe at the top of the key. Back to Carter Kobe this time. Thought about the three. Now pulling up in the left corner and knocking it down for Josiah Brown.
Yeah, Josiah's the three-point shooter, so they came out and ran a little set play there. Michigan City got through that little double elevator screen, and he was able to pop out to the wing and put it up.
Smoot has it stolen away. Rivera from the left wing now, dribbling with the right hand, moving to his left, wanting to hand it off. Picked up his dribble, now finds Kobe as he stopped his momentum, waiting for the defense to pass by, but the foul, and first foul of the game.
Simple rules of basketball, right? If you're
Yep.
6 foot and the guy's 6'8", guarding you, shot fake a few times and see if we can get him out of the game. And both Kobe's have a really good knack of controlling their body and getting to the free throw line.
So Bryce Kobe puts up his first free throw. It is no good. The foul is on Colson Dobre, by the way. So Bryce still looking for his first point of the game. It's the back iron on that one. Rebound comes down to City.
Dobre's long.
Tallest guy on the floor, we said, stands 6'8", according to the roster sheet we were provided. Give here to Moran. Moran from the left wing gives it up to Brown from the corner for three again.
Yeah, and that's a great read by Moran. He attacked the defender, made him commit, and then was able to kick it out to his teammate in the corner for the three.
6 of the 9 points and another turnover, and Rivera going to take this one coast to coast. Hits the window, but it doesn't fall through. Brown heading back to that corner he likes so far. Here comes Carter Kobe with a teardrop shot and in.
Carter's a finisher. He's scoring 20 points a game, which is a lot of points in high school basketball. That's good execution against a kid much bigger than him.
Got to make the quick passes here. This one kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Portage ball. It is kicked off of City.
And right now, Portage in this 1-3-1, when they trap, they're hoping that you put a little arc on the pass and try to throw it over because they're quick enough to run in the passing lane. So City's going to have to do a better job of faking a pass to make a pass, and instead of staying behind defenders, people got to step around.
Larry Upshaw Jr. and TQ Van Buren have come into the game for City. Rivera with pressure all over him. Turns this one over. Here comes Upshaw Jr. and puts that one in.
Yeah, that's
the freshman.
Shows a lot of confidence early with the little pull-up jumper. Little Isaiah Thomas pull-up jumper from the free throw line.
There you go.
You don't see that a lot anymore.
Putting it up for Brown again. That's already 3 triples in this one.
Yeah, good for him. Josiah's feeling it a little bit right now.
Well, when the shot is open, he feels free to take it. Going all the way to the rim and off the window, Brian Jackson. Carter Kobe gets fouled on his way up. Look, he initiated a little bit of contact there at the other end.
Yeah, he's crafty.
They didn't call that, but they will call the next round of contact, and that was going to be on Isaiah Smoot.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're Michigan City, you're happy because that could have been called a shooting foul, and instead they give it to him on the ground.
Looking for an inbound. It's going to be stopped by Jerron Upshaw.
City did a nice job there at running pick for picker, pick for the picker. Everybody in the world runs that inbounds play, and City did a great job of adjusting and communicating the screens.
One of the big questions, I guess, is going to be as this one is lofted over the top. It was very close to being controlled on their side, so it's not an over in the back. He didn't control it on his side.
And, you know, most of the teams that Portage has played against this year have not been able to match the athleticism and the quickness with them having 5 guards in the game all the time. City's got a 5-guard lineup in right now, so it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
That was Cameron that comes in on the rebound, trying to put it right back in. Swinging it around the perimeter. This will be a 3-point basket if good. No good for Jackson. So now back in transition come the Portage Indians with Carter Kobe bringing it up the floor on the left side. Dribbling with the left hand, now the right. Pushing to the corner. Brown again. This time hits the iron. No good. His first miss.
He has a little heat check right there. After hitting his first three, he trying to see what kind of night he's having and put up that fourth one.
If that had fallen, I think Coach Upshaw is going to have to, as a kick ball there, I think he would have to call a timeout, kind of try to cool him down a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, and it's definitely one of those things where if you know he's a three-point shooter, we got to run him off the three-point line, make him beat you off the dribble.
Yeah, at some point, when is he going to not be able to catch the ball? Who's going to be guarding him and just him alone?
You end up getting yourself in trouble sometimes on defense when you move after the catch. And then when the ball's passed, you should see all 5 defenders moving in that direction.
3-point shot put up for Upshaw, no good. For Larry Upshaw Jr. It's the back iron out of bounds. It's going to stay with Michigan City. So Brian Jackson going to inbound it. Quick trigger there on the back iron, no good. This one tapped back in. Going right back at it is Upshaw. Nope, sorry, that was Isaiah Smoot putting that one up. So Isaiah Smoot getting that bucket.
City's playing like we got a shot clock in this game right now.
How much longer do you think that comes about, Coach?
Next time out. Coach may have some philosophical issues that he'd like to talk to.
I'm thinking when are we bringing the shot clock?
Another
foul, by the way, on Smoot. So that's 2 in the game for him. 3 for Michigan City in this one, in this quarter.
I don't want a shot clock, but I'm not a basketball coach, so I'll leave that up to the people that have a vested interest in it. I can definitely see the arguments for and against.
Trying to put this one up after the foul as Moran was trying to put that one up. It's going to be an offensive foul. He got that little chicken wing arm going on there, according to the official. So Moran would not have had that bucket anyway. It looked like it could have been an and one, but they go offensive on the call.
Yeah, and there was a lot of contact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the question would be, in the official's eyes, he thought the offensive player was initiating it. So
Stewart dishing it off to Upshaw Jr. He's going to pull up a long-range 3 and connect. That's 5 points.
Yeah, the freshman's not shy, is he?
Off the bench, a lot of huge points, especially for the freshman, as we are all knotted up at 14 here with a $1:27 to go in the first quarter. Long-range 3 in the corner, no good. That was for Cameron.
And if you're City and you can prevent Portage from getting run-out baskets off of steals and just make them execute in half court.
Jackson trying to find a lane, and then right inside to Van Buren gets his bucket.
That's a great pass.
7 points off the bench right now is a lot of contact. Guys falling all over the place. But 7 bench points of your 16 for Michigan City. Feeding into Carter Kobe, he puts up another teardrop shot, knocks that one down as he was cutting to the rim.
Yeah, it's a really good pass off that cut to the basket.
Long range 3, no good, hits the back of the basket. No whistle, though. Portage comes down with the rebound. Carter Kobe going to bring it up the floor on the left side. Almost had that one blocked, trying to corral this P.J. Brown. Brown turns, finds the cutter, which is Brown again. Here comes Moran with the bucket inside the arc.
Good team basketball on offense there for Portage.
His first points of the game gives him an 18-16 lead. And now another three-point basket by Larry Upshaw Jr. Makes it a 1-point lead, and we'll have a whistle to allow the tying of a shoe. It'll be Portage ball here. You know, you got Josiah Brown with 3 triples, and now Larry Upshaw Jr. with 2. And he's got 8 points of the 19 for City. Jumper no good. 1 second to go in the corner. And at the end of 1, it is 19-18 in favor of the Wolves. We'll go to the second quarter. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratton Mantel was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Strachan Mantel.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Wally McCormick. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll have the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game 2 award. Crowell Company is proud to recognize superheroes on the basketball floor. So Portage with it to start up the second quarter. It'll be Bryce Kobe to inbound. A lot of pressure coming there on Mikey Rivera.
Portage is going with a little bit bigger lineup right now.
Trying to match. You're not going to fully match the size of City, but trying to do the best they can.
No, and that's one of the things that I've noticed already. City's big kids have been taken out of the game. And I don't know if Coach thinks this is a better matchup. Things are getting a little chippy in the paint here.
A lot of bumping and a block there. The foul is going to be on the floor.
Yeah, Michigan City is really making an effort to bump the cutters here as they come through the lane.
And I believe this one is going to be on Jackson. Yep, Brian Jackson is going to get the foul. So first for him, first of the quarter for the Wolves. Mikey Rivera gets the inbound. Gives it up to Carter Kobe. Near half court, top of the key. Dishing it off to Cameron on the right wing. Now into the corner with Bryce Kobe.
And what you're having right now is, I'm sure that Coach Klaus doesn't like Portage kind of standing around offensively and trying to beat people off the dribble, and that's not what it's not what they do.
Unforced turnover there, just a bad pass that got out of the hands of Portage there, but Michigan City will take it, and they get their first possession here.
Yeah, and that's not a great possession for Portage.
Still feels like these are two teams that are kind of feeling each other out early on in this one. That's another unforced turnover, as that one was not tipped.
Yeah, and sometimes that's what pressure does to you is, when you get pressure, you got to attack the pressure. And the guy overplays you past the three-point line or the read line, you got to cut back to the basket. A little miscommunication on there if it's going back door or not. And so he threw it in the woods.
Brown in the right wing trying to feed the cutter, but guys are getting in those lanes. And now coming down the floor, Jerron Upshaw almost had his pocket picked, and now a foul here to be against Portage.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice play by Tuquerian Van Buren right there. He denied him on the three-point arc. He cut back door, was able to get his head spun around and get a hand in the passing lane.
So foul's going to be on Josiah Brown, his first, team's first of the quarter. Long-range three put up, hits the back iron. Upshaw comes up with the rebound right underneath and puts it back in. Brian Jackson.
Yeah, Upshaw, for a freshman, he's starting to fill the stat sheet a little bit. Getting some rebounds, getting some assists, and, of course, he hit a couple threes. He's going to be a problem for the next 4 years.
Rivera dishing it off. Now corner. Brown for another three. Hits that one. His fourth of the game.
Somebody needs to give Michigan City's defense the memo here that Brown is on fire.
Whistle down here at the other end. Yeah, at some point, Coach Upshaw is going to be like, okay, he does not touch the ball. You're on him. You don't let him touch the ball. You don't guard anybody else. You don't worry about playing help defense. You just stay on Brown.
Well, and you know that Coach Upshaw in this preparation for the game this week, that's all they were talking about is this is the three-point shooter. This is the, every time he gets the ball, everybody over there screaming shooter, shooter, shooter.
Right. Well, and Brown just picked up his second foul, so that is a big pickup as he comes out of the game for Portage. Trying to lay that one up, taking it away, though, is P.J. Brown. Kobe puts it up, doesn't get the teardrop shot to fall this time. Back in transition, the speed of Michigan City as a foul As Terrence McCray was trying to put that one up. He met the contact of Portage there.
City's got an athletic group, and they do a nice job of transitioning from defense to offense. They're really looking to push the ball up the floor. And when you push the ball up the floor and you get a numbers advantage and you attack people's chests, you end up at the foul line. City's done a good job thus far.
First free throw attempt for McCray is no good.
You know, it's a shame you were talking about earlier about the not winning the sectional in this building. Tomorrow night, Michigan City was scheduled to have a Heritage Night where the Marion Giants were going to come up to play, and they were going to recognize the 84, 85, and 86 teams that were ranked number 2 in the country and lost to Marion in the semi-state 3 years in a row. And they were going to recognize the 66 state championship team. And unfortunately, because of the weather, they canceled that. That would have been a neat thing for the people of Michigan City to see.
Yeah, consolidating schools back in '96. Portage has 2 regional titles in their school history. Both of them have been won here in the Michigan City area as Bryce Kobe knocks that one down at Michigan City. Rogers is where Portage won their 2 regionals, both back in 1988 and 1996.
Yeah, I was here for both.
That shot no good. Bryce Kobe taking that one right away. So we'll see physicality coming into play here. Which team is going to be the more physical team? I would say they've been matched so far as Carter Kobe tries to put that one up, and Coach Klaus not a fan of that shot.
Yeah,
stealing that one away. Carter Kobe waiting as he's going to get called for the travel. He was waiting for the defense again to slide by. He was doing what he thought was a jump stop and just kind of shuffled his feet a little too much.
Yep, right idea. Just didn't work out. So Portage switching defense here. They're going to their red defense. I'm not sure what that is. I've never seen him use these cards so far this season, but they definitely have switched right now.
So City, who comes left to right on the floor. Smoot matches up the defense. Going up, a lot of contact. It's going to be an offensive foul.
And Josiah Brown has done that in every game that I've seen them play this year. So he does a really nice job of sacrificing his body and getting his feet set for his teammates.
So the foul going to be on Brian Jackson, his second. And that's huge for Josiah Brown because he's back in the game. He's got those 2 fouls. So he's very lucky that wasn't called a blocking foul because that would be his 3rd.
Yep. And you know what? That's just the kind of player he is. That's
yeah,
how he
I respect
plays.
it. But Coach Klaus might be thinking in his head like, "Ooh, maybe, relax a little bit." But it's hard to keep him off the floor when he's got 4 triples in this one.
City's doing a good job against Portage's.
P.J. Brown trying to put one up, and that was blocked from behind by Dobre. And it's going to stay with Portage underneath their basket, so we'll see an inbounds play. Sorry, Coach, didn't mean to cut you off.
And there's that's the advantage of having a 6'8" guy standing in a lane. That somebody beats you off the dribble, you got a big fella there to alter shots, or in this case, block shots.
Bryce Kobe dishing it off to Rivera. Brown for 3. This one no good, but that was P.J. Brown, and on the reverse is Cameron.
Yeah, and Coach Upshaw's got to be furious of that offensive rebound.
His first points of the game, long-range 3, no good for Smoot. It's Coach Klaus going to call the timeout with 3:44 left to go in the first half. And it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Don't forget, we've got the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game to award a little bit later on this evening. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org, along with the proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Iron Workers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Iron Worker, visit ironworkers395.com.
Pretty good crowd shaping up. The bottom part. It's
the lower
full.
bowl. Yep. Always good turnouts here in Michigan City. A lot of basketball history here in Michigan City.
Oh, I love this gym. One of the 10 biggest in the country.
Yep.
It's so much. I've grown up in this area and coming here on Christmas break with my dad all the time when I was a little kid for the old Michigan City holiday tournament with Rogers and Elston and Valparaiso, and then whoever had a good team from South Bend would bring them over. It's a neat place, and it's cool because the athletic director, Ben Bachman, who was a really good player in his own right at Michigan City Elston, really respects and likes the history, so he likes to do those kind of things to try to teach this generation about, what Michigan City basketball has been for a long, long time.
Yeah, I love coming. Usually I don't call a whole lot of regular season games here as Carter Kobe tries to drive into the lane. Now Bryce Kobe pulls up for three. It's offline, trying to save that one. It's going to be out of bounds, Michigan City ball. But every time I come to this gym, I can't help. They have display cases near the entrances that just have like pictures and Letterman's jackets and awards of all the teams from the years. And I can't help but check all that stuff out and reminisce on the history here in Michigan City. As Upshaw Jr. misses on that three-point attempt, Portage comes back down in transition. Rivera dishing it off to the right side here with P.J. Brown. Now Rivera pulls up for three, and he connects.
Good offense, good cut, good read, good find, and a nice finish by Mikey.
6 points for Rivera. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening half. A 7-point lead for the Indians, who are standing at 15-0 on the year. Another turnover for Portage. And they will get the ball here with 2:47 left.
Yeah, so what Portage is giving them now is a man-to-man look, and then they have different rules. Sometimes they trap down passes, so anytime a ball is passed down, whoever passes it will follow them and trap. And then the other side of that is every time there's an up pass, they'll go trap. So Portage is mixing it up a little bit. That might have been what we heard about earlier in the game.
Bryce Kobe from the elbow drops one down, and we'll have a timeout taken by City. And it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step aside with him. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
And we welcome you back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. 2:32 left to play in the opening half in this matchup between Michigan City and Portage. Good Duneland Athletic Conference matchup. Plenty of other action going around the Duneland tonight. Crown Point, LaPorte tonight. Lake Central, Chesterton. I guess that would make Valpo and Maryville then, right?
Yep.
A lot of pressure being put on in a trap. They're going to say the ball is off of Jerron Upshaw. So a turnover here for Michigan City. We'll have some more check-ins coming in here. But, man, the pressure is put on in those traps by Portage.
Well, and they're varying the looks. You know, it's not always just sit there in a 1-3-1 where you can see it coming as you're coming down the floor. Last couple possessions, they've shown man, and then they trap all over the place out of it. So it's difficult for you to run, a set offense against these traps because you don't know where they're coming from. And this is kind of Portage's MO. It's a tight game, then they go on a little run. And, quietly here, Portage has extended this out to a 9-point lead.
We mentioned 75 points a game they average. Almost had that one poked away was Rivera. Giving it up, Cameron thought about the three, fakes. Carter Kobe now in the left corner, drives the baseline, stops at the left block, now gives it up to Rivera, pulls up for the three, long range. Rebound comes down to Portage, though. Shot put back up, no good. And the rebound going to come down to Dobre, who's going to bring it up the floor.
Dobre's having an impact on the game. He's altering some shots, he's blocked some shots, and got some nice rebounds. So they haven't been able to take advantage of him on the offensive end yet with his size, but defensively he's done some good things.
One of the things that Michigan City is doing really well to kind of stay out of those traps is very quick passing. as Dobre goes up for the reverse and scores. And Coach Klaus not happy with that possession.
No, you can't get beat baseline. I mean, that's their man-to-man rules, or never get beat on the baseline. And somebody's got to rotate over and help.
Carter Kobe.
Good effort, getting on the floor.
Dishing it out underneath. Cameron putting it in on the left block.
Good look, and a good finish.
But the quick passes before the trap comes. No trap coming here, but they're kind of giving it up on the perimeter, right? It looks like right now, on that 1-3-1, as you mentioned. Gives it up into the corner for McCray. Hits the back iron, no good. Bryce Kobe comes down with a rebound.
And Portage is definitely switching defenses more tonight than they have the rest of the season. Coach Klaus playing a little defense himself right now.
He is out onto the floor, yeah. And he definitely in a situation where, he didn't like how the last couple of games were going turnover-wise. He felt they got turned over a little too much, so they probably mixing and matching just a little bit. Carter Kobe with the handoff here to Rivera. A lot of pressure coming into City. Coach Klaus getting as far as they'll let him go.
Yeah, he's begging for that call, and I think he just got it.
We'll have a block call here against City.
And Coach Klaus is these 80, 90-point games are probably hard for him. He cut his teeth as a player playing for Greg Fisher in the late 80s, in the early 90s during the 90s at Portage. Where
Carter Kobe puts it up with the right hand.
They played a style back then where every defensive possession was your life, and they scored in the 30s. So for this, it's a little bit different for him. Coaches, they want to get a stop on every possession, even though it's not going to happen.
The last foul was on Terrence McCray for Michigan City, but that is halftime. Your score, 34 for Portage, 23 for Michigan City. We'll talk about halftime adjustments in just a little bit. You are watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, fight!
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT. Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Machnick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here with Wally McCormick. A little Strack & Van Til hometown scoreboard update for you. Chesterton on top of Lake Central at the moment. Score just disappeared on me. LaPorte actually leading Crown Point in the third quarter as 31-29 it looks like as of right now over in LaPorte. We're bringing more Strack & Van Til hometown scoreboard updates for you, but the one that you're paying attention to right now has got Portage on top of Michigan City 34-23. And for Portage, really it's the offense is coming from Josiah Brown right now.
Yeah, I think Portage got 5 threes, right? Maybe now in the first half. And Bryce and Carter Kobe have not scored a ton of points, but they're not the kind of kids that play selfish like they need points. You know what I mean? They'll take what's open and hit it to open people. So I thought they played pretty good team basketball. Defensively, they're a nightmare. They are all the time. The traps are coming from all over the place. They do a good job of playing the passing lane. So turnovers for them are huge. And so far, the rebounding thing, which I'm sure was a concern for Coach Klaus coming in, hasn't really been that much of a factor.
Yeah, it's been pretty even keel in that department, but who's hitting more threes is really what's been coming down to offensively for both these teams. And right now, it is Portage. They have 6 made three-pointers in this one, whereas for Michigan City, they've only got 3, so they got half of that. But one thing, you've got 23 points. 10 of those points are coming off the bench, with 8 of them coming from Larry Upshaw Jr., the freshman.
Yeah, he's going to be a nice player. Very confident in his ability, very confident in what's going on. And it's kind of typical of a coach's kid. He's a gym rat, and he's not afraid to pull it. And he probably ought to shoot it more.
Yeah, leading the way scoring-wise is Portage, obviously, as we said, Josiah Brown with 12 points. Following it up, Mikey Rivera with 6, and then Carter Kobe with 6 as well. For Michigan City, it is Larry Upshaw Jr. with 8. And then the next high scorer is Brian Jackson with 4, and Colson Dobre with 4. It's been working right now. The turnovers is probably the area that is going to have to improve for Michigan City. But it's also going to have to improve for Portage as well. They've had a lot of turnovers as well.
Portage hasn't been great in their half-court offense. But that's not what they do. They tend to play in transition. If I'm in the Michigan City locker room right now, I'm concerned with the number of first-pass three-point attempts that we've taken that are – they've missed some. They've missed some bad, really early in possessions. I think they need to do a better job of facing the traps. It seems like a lot of times when they trap, they're turning their back to it because they don't like the pressure, and that's when they're getting those over-the-shoulder, over-the-head passes that are going out of bounds or getting stolen. So you can't be afraid of the pressure. And when you're getting trapped, sometimes kids focus on staring at the defensive players instead of staring through the defensive players to read the next guy over. And, it's you can prepare against it in practice, but until you play it at game speed, Portage's defenses and the way that he switches defenses are a difficult ask.
All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we're bringing the start of the second half. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brenner here along with Wally McCormick. Getting you set for second half action here from the Wolves' Den in Michigan City. Got Thomas Marsh working the camera, doing a fine job. And, of course, Clint Klaus working the productions here just to my left. I'm sure he could turn the camera on himself if he really wanted to wave to everybody, but he's not going to. He's pretending to wave, but, yeah, he doesn't want anyone to see him. All right, we got a second half coming up here. You already kind of mentioned maybe Michigan City inviting those traps a little bit more, is in keeping your face to the trap and then getting the bounce pass maybe between it, as opposed to over the top.
You know, the old saying that basketball coaches say, fake a pass to make a pass.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, fake a pass to see if you can get those help defenders to rotate, and then you got a shot at something else. Or we haven't seen them try to split any of those traps today. And on the flip side of that, if you're Portage, we're wasting two guys on you. We can't get a reach-in foul. You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid to foul when you're trapping somebody. And I think the officials have done a pretty solid job of letting the kids play and being consistent.
Early turnover here to start things up to start the second half for Portage, as kind of just right off the leg for Brian Jackson, as Portage now has it left to right on the floor here. Bryce Kobe with it in the near wing. Now dishing it off to Moran, who stops from the right elbow and puts that one in. First points of the second half.
Yeah, and that's impressive by Moran, because he just pulled up and shot a pull-up jumper over a 6'8" guy. That's a pretty nice offensive move.
Right over Dobre. So bringing up the floor is Isaiah Smoot. Right back to him, dishing it in on the inside to Jackson, who will not get the bucket as the bucket went in, or the ball went in. And they're going to say an offensive foul on Jackson as he initiated the contact. Is that what I just saw?
I don't. Is that a moving screen, or he's
or did they call it? Maybe they didn't call it on Jackson.
I think he said he hooked him. He just put his arm behind his back. I'm not sure.
Okay, I thought he put up 4.
But I'll tell you what, that's a way better possession for City. Moving the ball quicker, getting the ball into the middle of the floor.
The ball movement was very impressive here. Inbound coming into Josiah Brown. I'm sorry, nope, that is Moran. Now it's Josiah Brown with it. Mikey Rivera.
Yeah, City coming out in a little odd front press, trying to trap in the backcourt. Portage doesn't have a problem with it.
Long range three put up for Moran, no good. Hits the back iron. Jackson coming back in transition. Putting up on the reverse, just can't get it to fall with Stewart. Turning this one over to Portage. Smoot to the window, puts it up, hits underneath the basket, no good. Portage now trying to come back down in transition. The Kobe's trying to maintain possession there, and there's going to be a timeout called by Coach Klaus. I think that last foul, I'm not going to mark anything on my sheet. I thought it was against Brian Jackson. He was the one that was going to the basket, so and it looked like I thought I saw a charge. It was the call initially, but you might have seen the hook call. So we'll wait to see kind of how that one plays out. 30-second timeout here by Coach Klaus. Not liking how the guys are trying to get it across half court.
No, I mean in that little series down there, Michigan City got 2 layups. Two layups off of 1 pass and got 2 offensive rebounds. So I'm sure that Coach Klaus is not thrilled about that idea. If you're Michigan City, the idea of attacking the rim is great. Just got to finish.
But, yeah, you mentioned the ball movement. They were moving it quick and getting it on the inside. That's where maybe Jackson got called with the hook. That old hook and hold, as they were calling it in college basketball. Long-range pass into Carter. And Moran has to dish that one out. The defense closed quickly by City. Nice job. Smoot all over. Now stealing this one away. Van Buren, who goes up with that left hand and puts it in.
Van Buren's really active on the defensive end.
So a lot of pressure here in the half court. This one's stolen away as Bryce Kobe tried to put that one away. A little Euro step up and in. Van Buren again. Got the turnover, got the bucket. Cuts this deficit to 9. They're setting their own set of traps here, trying to find the middle. Now Moran on the left wing. Dishing it to Carter Kobe for a 3. Rattles around, doesn't go. Dobre with the rebound. Gives it up to Van Buren, who will give it up to Smoot on the left side. Smoot dishing it in. Van Buren turns, right baby hook, and gets it to fall. Van Buren on a heater.
Yeah, Van Buren with 3 quick ones in a row. And
6 unanswered points for him.
You know, this press, they're not getting turnovers off of it, but they're speeding Portage up and getting Portage into quick shots.
Brown from the near side 3. Can't get it to fall this time. Ball falls down to Jackson. Jackson keeping it on this side of the floor. Now passing into Dobre on the left block. Turns, fires, gets fouled. Ball doesn't fall, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, you don't see people enter it to the post from that angle very
Not
often.
usually,
at half
no.
court. Dobre pretty aggressive. Knew he had a height advantage on Josiah Brown.
Foul is going to be on Josiah Brown. That is his 3rd. Both teams with 1 here in the quarter. Dobre to the line to shoot 2 and knocks the first one down. Don't forget, at the end of this one, we've got the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game award to give out. Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the hardwood.
Dobre's starting to put together a pretty good little game. I mean, he's got a couple years from now, how much bigger can he be, getting a college weight program and get his nutrition better and, lift year-round. He's got a tall, long frame that he could put a lot of weight on. He does some all right things.
Yeah, the movement not bad there and not afraid of the contact. Jackson in the near side. Now up to Stewart. Swings it around. Now into the inside. Dobre not afraid of the pressure. Puts it up and in.
Yeah, Portage, you see, is going to end up playing on his shoulder when he catches in the post, and somebody's going to flop here, and he's going to take a charge. This is the last couple post moves. He went straight into a spin when he caught the ball.
This is a 9-0 run for Michigan City right now. A lot of pressure there.
And Coach Klaus is wondering right now, why are we shooting that?
Yeah.
If you got 2 on you, somebody else is open, and if you leave your feet and you're now in the air with the ball, you have no choice.
But yeah, Portage got the early bucket in the start of the second half, and it has been a Michigan City run ever since. Long bucket, no good. Rebound comes down to P.J. Brown. Mikey Rivera calling the shots here, trying to get something offensively for Portage.
And allowing the other team to get offensive rebounds is a prescription to lose. And Portage just out-hustled people for their last offensive rebound.
Carter Kobe with it. I'm sorry, that was Bryce Kobe. Apologies. Now on the MC logo, and they, this weave that you were talking about, the 3-man weave that happens beyond the 3-point arc, this is happening really high up. A lot of times you want to see it a little bit lower, closer to that 3-point line. This is happening near half court.
And Michigan City's athleticism on defense is pushing those entry passes out a lot harder.
Carter Kobe trying to drive in the lane. The teardrop shot short. Bryce tried to get the rebound, no good. Ball's out of bounds. It's going to stay here with Portage. Good call by that baseline official. It did go off of Michigan City.
Yeah, and essentially what you have here for Portage is a 5-out look. When they enter the ball to the wing, the guy at the point's going to make a diagonal cut, or the guy from the other wing will diagonal cut across, and the point guard's going to set that down screen. Now, coming off that down screen, you have the luxury to read it in curl cut, read it in flare cut, or make a straight cut, and Michigan City's kids are athletic enough that they're making it difficult to get those curl cuts.
Rivera pulling up from 3, hits short, gets his rebound. Teardrop shot is good.
See, and that's Mikey Rivera doing Mikey Rivera. smallest guy on the court getting an offensive rebound because he hustles.
And one of the big things that I think a lot of players are still, especially at this level, still kind of learn, as this one is a turnover there. Dobre got kind of forced towards that out-of-bounds line and stepped out of bounds. But this is where geometry class comes in here. When you go for that three-point shot, the longer and the higher the arc, the longer the rebound, or the longer the ricochet is going to be. He read it perfectly and just got his own rebound.
Yep.
Pass into the corner for three. P.J. Brown, no good. Bryce Kobe, no good on the putback, and we're going to have a foul on the ground here. Who's the foul going to be on? They're going to say it's on Van Buren, who came down with the rebound and was kind of walking away with it. It's an interesting call.
Yeah, so Bryce Kobe just got popped in the face there by elbow or the ball, and I think that's what he's calling. I don't look like he just jumped up to get a rebound.
Yeah, that looked like inadvertent to me, but
this guy, right now, we got one official talking to the coach. The other guy just handed him the ball, and now the ball's in play.
It's P.J. Brown. Handing it off, Moran. And he goes for that cut, as you mentioned, Coach.
Yeah, so here's the diagonal, and now here's the down screen.
Rivera thought about penetrating, now does inside the lane, puts up that left hand on the right block, no good. Dobre comes down with the rebound, pushes it to Larry Upshaw Jr., now to Brian Jackson, who stops on the left block. Tried a little Euro step, rebound comes down to Smoot, puts it up, no good. Another offensive rebound. I couldn't see who put it up.
That's
it might
Dobre.
have been Dobre,
Yeah.
okay.
Dobre making his presence felt here.
5 points in the second half, give him 9 on the night. It is a 4-point Portage lead. Teardrop shot put in for Moran.
Yeah, Moran's hit a couple nice mid-range shots today.
It was an 11-point lead for Portage at the half. It's cut down to 6 at this point.
Dobre calling for the ball right now. Nice move.
Makes a move, and they're going to say it's offensive. I think he got that hand around the back again, as you had mentioned earlier.
You don't see that. That's twice in the game now that they've been called for offensive foul because of hooking somebody.
Yep. That is the third foul on Dobre. So that may have been who they called that one foul on instead of Jackson.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I had only had him for one, so.
Well, that's big for City because he's having a good quarter. And he alters shots in the lane so the guys on the perimeter can play a little more aggressive, knowing that he's kind of got the back row.
Bryce Kobe going all the way to the rack and scoring.
Nice read on the defense there and a good finish.
His first points of the second half, up off the window, a little too strong for City there. Carter Kobe. They're getting around this full court press of City. Carter Kobe meets the contact, puts it up, no good. A good box out, trying to put that one in. That was Carter Kobe this time.
That's an effort rebound again. It's an offensive rebound because you're hustling.
Nick Stewart trying to put the layup in, no good. Rebound comes down to Portage. Cameron coming up the floor, nobody with him. Now he's going to dish it off to Carter Kobe from the right block, off the window and in.
They score in bunches.
And now the run starting here for Portage at this point, and a timeout taken by Coach Upshaw. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Don't forget, we got more awards we're going to hand out. We got that the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And, of course, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by Iron Workers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union iron worker, visit ironworkers395.com.
Yeah, if you're Michigan City, Portage is getting too many offensive rebounds.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes that happens defensively because everybody's eyes are on the ball and nobody finds somebody and gets a flipper in their chest and blocks them out. And
we did see a good box out on this end from Michigan City. However, different Portage guy got it.
Yep.
It was the wrong guy to box. Well, it was the right guy to box out, but there was not two box outs.
Yeah, rebounding is a team effort, and you can't have one or two guys doing what they're supposed to do and the other guy staring at the ball. And just like that, you know, Michigan City really played a solid quarter, got back, cut it to 6, and in about a 15-second run, Portage just pushed it back up to 12. So you're going to get a trap here probably off the next pass, the reversal pass here. May follow it and trap.
Jackson had the dribble, lost his dribble a little bit here, now gives up to Smoot. Top of the key, now kicks it off to the wing with Stewart. This
Great.
one's stolen away by P.J. Brown.
That's great rotation on the post. The post defender played him on the high side, and the weak side rotated over underneath. That's a really good play.
Moran gets across the timeline. This one poked, and nope, they're going to say it wasn't poked. He lost it off his hand. So it's a backcourt violation. Now, some right there on that line may have argued, okay, well, he took a step across the half-court line, but he didn't establish all three. You have to have both your feet and the ball across half-court before they would call it a backcourt violation. So you could straddle the line and put the ball on either side, but until you establish all three, it's not a backcourt violation.
Yeah, and he's certainly got a better angle than we do from here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, I just saw what most people were going to maybe yell about.
Yep.
Shot put up for McCray, no good. Put back is good for Jerron Upshaw.
That's a pretty good rebound right there.
Yeah, he got the offensive rebound, put it right back in. Lets Moran go by. P.J. Brown on the MC logo here.
Portage
at
going
the
to set
Wolves
it up
Den.
and try to run a set play here with about 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, we're nearing the end of the third quarter here. Carter Kobe with a jump shot is good. Carter Kobe, 6 points here in the second half. He's got 12 on the night. Oh, and the shot, the three-point basket, good for Isaiah Smoot to end the quarter.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Carter shot it a little early. Gave 3 seconds left, and City was able to come down and hit the three as well.
48-39 at the end of three. You're watching Game 9 of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
And welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter here at the Wolves Den. Portage up 48-39 on Michigan City here. An important Duneland Athletic Conference matchup. Portage 3-0 in conference play. And at last look, it looked like LaPorte was up in the third quarter on Crown Point. We'll try to get you that score update in a little bit, thanks to Strachan Van Til.
And if that score sticks, that's the biggest upset in Indiana tonight.
That would be the biggest upset, yeah, no question about it.
And I mean no disrespect to LaPorte. They got a nice team. But
Carter Kobe trying to lay that one up. Rebound comes down to Josiah Brown. Cameron giving it up to Kobe. Cameron going against the contact. Ball goes out of bounds. I like the no whistle on that, or like the no whistle on the play there.
Yeah, Dobre
straight
smart.
up. Yep.
Stayed vertical. Didn't bring his hands down. His ability to alter shots is probably as if or more important than his ability to block shots.
Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Crown Point up 43-40 with 3:20 to go against LaPorte over in LaPorte. So close game over there as Dobre puts one up on that right block. 7 points in the second half here. Give him 11 on the night. Moran giving it up to Carter Kobe, top of the key, dishes it up to Bryce. Bryce with the left hand puts it up, rattles around, doesn't fall. Rebound comes down to Upshaw Jr. Thought about going coast to coast. McCray for three and hits it.
Good pass. Penetrate, track the help, kick it out to the corner, buries it. City's really picked up their defensive effort here the last couple possessions.
And that's what really helped them get on that run. Like, it was just a 12-point game. Now it's back down to 4. This is To say a game of runs, it's kind of an understatement in this one.
Yeah.
Isaiah Smoot on that left wing. Gives it around Upshaw Jr. Now back to Smoot at the top of the key. Thought about that three. But Mikey Rivera's defense was right in his face. Dobre puts it up as he falls and kisses it off the window.
Dobre's having a night.
And that makes it a 2-point game. Just under 6 minutes to go in this one.
Well, you need a possession right now if you're Michigan City to just sit down, contain the dribble, keep the ball in front of you, make Portage execute.
Rivera kicks it off. Bryce, Kobe, can't connect. Rebound coming down to Jackson. I'm sorry, to Upshaw. Gives it up to Dobre, who ties the game.
Big fella, you got to dunk that. Which is a fine statement coming from me, but...
All knotted up at 48, 5:20 to go.
And Portage has played in some close games here. The Maryville game was really close. The Valpo game was real close. So their kids aren't going to be intimidated by the moment.
Well, Dobre's been stepping up here in this second half. It was Josiah Brown in the first half for Portage. He has been quiet in this second half. Bryce, Kobe puts up the bucket. It's a 2-point bucket.
Great shot fake to create some space.
Gives the lead back to Portage. Left all alone. It was Isaiah Smoot who gets the bucket to tie it back at 50.
Yeah, Carter tried to take a charge right there. I'm surprised that something wasn't called either way.
From the right block.
You know, the Portage kids are in really good shape because they play at this pace defensively all the time.
Throwing one up with the right hand, kissing it off the window. Carter Kobe.
Great job keeping the ball away from the defender and finishing. That's a big-time take from Carter.
He's got 8 points. This one was a smack from behind from Carter Kobe. Likely the foul going to be on him. Yep, it is. Carter Kobe picks up his first foul of the game. 8 points in this second half. 14 points in the game. He's having a pretty good second half as well.
Yeah, he's a good player, and you know sometimes he scores a lot, right? He's at about 20 a game, but he doesn't force things. You know, he gets the shots that he wants, and he's going to play a factor in this game coming down in the last 4 minutes because he does a really good job of getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, just a junior, so still going to have another year with him. 2-point game, just over 4 minutes to go. Jackson riding the lane, getting the bucket, and the foul.
Yeah,
they say no bucket. They say it's on the floor. I thought I saw the official signal this, but they say it's on the floor, so no bucket for Jackson. But he will go to the line to shoot two.
And the baseline official thought that basket was good, so they're talking about it right now. And Coach Upshaw's a little confused at the ruling, but
and Carter Kobe just picked up his second foul, so it's not in the act of shooting. So again, no. I said there was going to be free throws. They were lining up for that, but there's not going to be free throws. Isaiah Smoot on the left side, now at the left block, turning, had it stripped out of his hands. Here comes Carter Kobe back in transition in the right wing.
Smart job of pulling it back out. He didn't have the numbers.
Mikey Rivera near half court. Gives it up, Moran. Up against McCray. McCray trying to stop any penetration here. Loses the footing. Moran off the window with a kiss.
Pretty good defense and a good finish.
Long pass down at the other end. No good. We do have a foul, and it's going to be another offensive foul against Michigan City. Smoot had it all the way. Couldn't get the layup to go down. And now the foul is going to be on Smoot. No, I'm sorry, the foul is going to be on Van Buren, who picks up his second.
First of all, how about the catch?
From Smoot at the other end, yes, beautiful.
The skinny post route down the middle of the field. What a catch.
Can you add that to your scouting report?
Yeah,
Josiah Brown with it for Portage. They got a lot of contact between these two teams, and Bryce Kobe for two,
And that's a tough matchup for Dobre out on the perimeter because Bryce can shoot and he could beat him off the dribble. And
I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of contact with Josiah Brown and Van Buren, and that's what I think we're going to see a foul there. There's been a lot of jawing, a lot of chest bumping, and that's the foul on Brown, and that'll be his fourth.
Yeah,
I saw it down here on this end. Those guys were definitely, chin to chin.
Yeah, he took a couple of shoulders down here and then returned the favor. And
Dobre gets double teamed, tries to put it up. It doesn't fall, and now we're going to have a whistle here against Portage. And the foul is going to be against Bryce Kobe, who picks up his first foul. That's the team's fourth of the quarter. So that's big. So next foul is going to put Michigan City at the line. There's 3 minutes left of the quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Michigan City, you have to take advantage of this situation by doing things that earn fouls. It's so many times people drive into the lane and they're worried about getting blocked, and you get a pump or you get 2 pumps and you get a hook shot. When if you just attack a guy's chest, there's a shot you'd get fouled and go to the free throw line.
1 of 3 tonight for Colson Dobre, and I like the little shimmy he has before his free throw shot.
You do that shimmy, you got to make the free throw.
And now he makes that one, so now he's 2 of 4. That was like a young Wally McCormick back in the day, I would imagine, right? A little shimmy.
If young Wally McCormick did something like that, old Wally McCormick would not be very thrilled.
It would happen once and then done, right?
Yeah.
Carter Kobe going coast to coast with a kiss off the window. Beautiful move. Balloons the lead to 7 for Portage. Count it, and the foul.
Van Buren is super athletic.
Van Buren went right to the contact, got the bucket, the foul on Bryce Kobe. It'll be his second, and that is the 5th team foul for Portage here this quarter. Don't forget, we got awards we're going to hand out at the end of this one. We've got the Crow Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. And 1 free throw is no good for Van Buren.
That's not the way to make a comeback here in the fourth quarter by missing free throws.
We've got a timeout taken. I didn't see who it was by. And I believe it's going to be by Portage, so it'll be a full timeout. We'll step aside. You're watching Game Now on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. 2:37 left to go in this classic matchup here between Portage and Michigan City.
Foul-wise, things are interesting. We got 2:37 to go. Portage has committed 5 fouls, so everything from here on out, Michigan City is going to be at the free throw line. On the flip side of that, Michigan City's only committed 1, so Portage has got some work to do in order to get into that bonus. There's one.
There's going to be 1 foul there. It's going to be on Van Buren.
He took a chance. Reach with the correct hand. He just didn't get there.
That's going to be his 3rd. Team's 2nd of the quarter. 5-point game, 2:28 to go here. Inbound into Rivera at half court. Matched up against Smoot. Rivera kicks it out to the corner with Moran. Back to Rivera, lost it off his hand. Smoot there defensively. really tough pressure here for Michigan City.
And this is one of the things that makes Portage difficult to defend is there's 5 guards on the floor.
Yes.
So everybody on the floor can handle the ball. Everybody on the floor can attack the rim. And when they go to their spread game, which they weren't in it there, but when they go to their spread game, their 4-corner eagle look that they have with 5 out, they're very difficult to defend because everybody can handle and everybody can shoot free throws. So quickly now, City's picked up 2 just in this possession. But at this point, you got to do something, right? There's 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go.
Right. And we are seeing officials starting to talk with some of these guys because while we can't hear, there is some clear jawing going on. And are we asking, the official might be asking for a fan to be, or is there a light or something?
Nope, that's a Portage dad.
So now we got cheerleaders pointing to players as well. So we are asking a fan to leave the game.
Ben Bachman, the athletic director at Michigan City, who ironically used to be the athletic director at Portage.
And now
This is 2 games in a row that I've been at where a fan has been.
And now we got officials going to talk to coaches and players talking to fans. Yeah, this is getting. Officials will definitely be on their guard here the rest of this one just to ensure this game doesn't get out of hand, especially with players as well, and then fans getting involved as well. The cheerleaders were kind of jawing as well. And fans have the right to say certain things. You got to keep it clean, though. Getting the pressure there. Carter Kobe with the teardrop shot, rattles around and falls through.
Big shot.
Makes the lead a 7-point game. Jackson driving, spinning, off the window, no good. Brown comes down with a rebound. Coming down in transition, he gets fouled.
Yeah, is that going to be his 4th?
I believe that's going to be on
12.
Yep, it's going to be on Van Buren, so that is his 4th. So you got Josiah Brown playing with 4. Now you've got Van Buren playing with 4. And is someone going to check out? And we'll say Van Buren's been the one that's kind of been looked at with a little bit of chirping going on.
Yeah, 21 seconds ago, it's a foul disparity of 5-1. It's now 5-4. So every foul from here on out, we're going to shoot.
Yep. So you got 95 seconds left to go in this one.
Portage with good spacing right now makes it difficult
Bryce
to trap.
Kobe, rebound, loose ball. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be Portage ball. Looked like McCray was diving for it to try to save it. Amazing effort from McCray, but it goes off his hand. I'm telling you what, that's why high school basketball, you can't beat it. Guys diving on the floor like that. You don't see that so much in the pros. And in college, I would say it's starting to dissipate a little bit. But high school, these guys.
All right, so now we got somebody from the Portage student section, I believe, is just been asked to leave.
Yep, and now they're asking other players or more fans to leave, and players are being escorted to their benches.
Yeah, we had a timeout.
Actually, we have a timeout taken. Yep, it's going to be a full timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here, just because. Well, we don't want to show that activity. We can talk about kind of what we're seeing so far. 7-point game. And at this point, I don't even remember whose ball it is at this point. There's so much action going on off the court as well.
I think it's Portage ball.
It's Portage, okay.
And essentially what happened here is Portage has got a relatively small student section who's sitting literally at the scorer's table, and the ball went out of bounds right there, and somebody said something, and it's more than likely kids being kids, but the officials have said we're not going to deal with that anymore, so they've asked some of those guys to move up. No big deal. Mike Stills, head principal of Portage High School, and Brett St. Germain are sitting right there. So it's been an interesting 56 seconds.
This fourth quarter is getting interesting, yeah, for sure. I haven't had this in a while.
We had one at Crown Point. We had one get kindly told that their services were no longer needed the other day, too.
I've only been at one other game in my broadcasting career that got a little bit more out of hand than, well, I should say a lot more out of hand. I don't need to reference it, though. It wasn't a bright point for for that coach and that fan base. But 1:20 to go. Rivera giving up to Carter Kobe at the top of the key and near half court. Josiah Brown as the trap coming in here for Michigan City. And we got a timeout taken by Coach Klaus. And with Coach Klaus taking that timeout, that was not the corner you want to be in. That was essentially a coffin corner where Josiah Brown was.
No, but Josiah Brown did a really good job of, while he's being trapped, kept his pivot foot, kept moving, and he kept the ball moving the whole time. So, so many times you see these guys put the ball on top of their head, which just invites the defense closer, or set the ball on their lap, which ends up as a jump ball. And Brown did a great job of moving the ball from ear to ear so that it didn't get tied up, and Klaus bailed him out with a timeout. But, hey, you got him. You might as well, at that point, take the timeout. Don't take the turnover.
And I believe Portage has one timeout remaining, and Michigan City has 2. But a 7-point game.
21 seconds to go. Certainly it's not impossible, but if Portage takes care of the ball, this should be enough.
Right, and if you're coach, are you even looking to try to attack the rim, or you're just trying to play keep away at this point with these 7 minutes?
Well, I would
7 points.
Yeah, I would assume at that point you want to space the floor. You know you're going to get trapped. Plus, you got to be really strong with the ball because you know you're going to get hacked. So if you're City right now, you're going to try to deny this inbounds pass, go for the steal on the inbounds pass, and if you don't get it, then you're probably going to hack somebody.
So no time comes off the clock. We got a $1:12 remaining. So with a $1:12, Portage is going to be looking to get a basket at some point, but may not be the first thing they go for. As Brown kicks that one out,
Good decision. Good decision.
Didn't like the shot opportunity there. Kobe dishes it out. Rivera.
Yeah, now the spacing's too much.
So now the foul is going to have to take place. Brown comes up with it. Rivera, they're playing
nice
keep away.
Pass.
Moran comes in with the bucket.
And when they're in that spread and they're holding the ball, essentially what Coach Klaus is telling them is, we're not going to take any shot but an uncontested layup, and they got an uncontested layup.
Ball goes up for City, doesn't fall down for McCray. Rebound comes down. Turnover. Rivera tries behind the back, gets fouled. 34 seconds remain in this one with a 9-point lead for Portage. And barring a miracle, this is looking like Portage's game right now. Obviously, we've seen stranger things happen in games, but I would say I don't know if Coach would say this was the hardest fought victory, but certainly this is going to be one of the tougher wins of the year for Portage if this score continues to hold the way it is.
Well, and that's the kind of team that they are. It's a unique team in that there's no bigs, right? And when the other team has bigs, you think, okay, well, defensively they're at a disadvantage, right? Because they're giving up some height. But the flip side of that is those big kids are being asked to guard 5'10", 5'11" kids that are really quick. And so they've got an identity. They found a way to play, and it looks like they're going to move to 16-0 right now.
So Rivera goes 2 for 2 from the line.
And I'm sure the Portage people, they don't want to hear this, but there's a couple big ones looming.
Oh, yeah.
Next Friday night, the Crown Point Bulldogs, who if they held on it or if they were able to win at LaPorte, are going to come into the game. Really impressive record as well, ranked second in the state. That game's going to be at Crown Point. So if you're a Portage fan, pack up the car and head out to Crown Point next weekend.
And that Crown Point fan base is certainly going to be in full force. And Portage travels well. They've got a really good section here tonight here in Michigan City.
And that's considering the weather, too. Right. Where, and I don't know, obviously we can't see outside, but I don't know that the weather's near as bad as they said it was going to be, but the fact that they said it was going to be probably kept some people at home and they're watching this. So next week, Duneland Conference games right now are every Friday, and next Friday is definitely a big one. You're going to have two teams, both undefeated in league play. Portage is creeping up in the state poll here. They're starting to get some love, and Crown Point's second behind a Fishers team that's out of hand good.
Now I see it's on the 5th, so that should be. Is that the? Do they have that wrong on? That's Thursday.
That's Thursday.
It's a Thursday, yeah.
Okay, so that next week.
Thursday basketball.
which Thursday basketball doesn't make sense to me. Oh, I know why it makes sense, because next week's the first week of the girls' section.
Girls' sectionals, that's right. Yep.
So the boys going to move their DAC game because semifinals at the sectionals will probably be played on Friday and then finals on Saturday morning. So I guess that does make a little more sense.
So sectional, that'd be sectional 1 that Crown Point's in. I think sectional 1 for girls.
Well, the Crown Point girls got a huge one on Tuesday night against Hammond Morton.
Yeah.
Hammond Morton's coming into that game, I think, 19-1, where I think Crown Point's 17-3, and Morton beat Crown Point in the season. That's going to be a huge game. There's a pretty good one over at Valparaiso where dear friends, the Chesterton Trojans and the Valpo Vikings, are going to play on Tuesday. At least in 4A basketball, Valpo has been the cream of the crop this season, but I don't believe that Valpo hasn't played Morton.
That Morton team has been something else this year. I believe that sectional 1 is at Munster this year.
It is. But Tuesday night there's a single game, and that'll be CP and Hammond Morton.
That'll be a fun one. Tune in. Jump ball that'll stay here at Michigan City.
Boys' draw doesn't come out, I think, till February 23rd or something toward the end of that. So
a little bit more time. Yeah, the month of February kind of turns into girls' state title run. 3-point shot, no good, and then March turns into the boys.
I know we have some local teams in the area, local girls teams that are kind of poised to make a run or wanting to make a run. Obviously, Morton is good. Valparaiso's really good, a really veteran team that brings people back. Michigan City Marquette is really, really good, and they're going to be a problem in their division. So hopefully, when it comes to the playoffs, I think we all become one region and we're all rooting for each other, and hopefully we get a couple people down.
You love it when we can get region teams down to the state finals. I've been blessed to call 2 here in recent years, Crown Point, and then their state championship victory. And then I was down there for Lake Central as well when they made their appearance. 3-point shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Moran. Another foul with 6 seconds to go.
And if you're Michigan City, this kind of typifies the season. Michigan City's going to fall to 9-7, but they've had a lot of games like this. 2 minutes ago they were in the game. And when you get in this situation at the end where you have to foul and, you're shooting threes, sometimes that 2 3-point game balloons up to an 8 or 9, which is not really indicative of the game. I think both teams, if you're Portage, you had to deal with some adversity where, you didn't play real well necessarily in the first quarter, but you're able to get a lead, keep a lead. If you're Michigan City, you got down, you didn't give up, you came back. So both teams are going to take positives out of it. At the end of the day, if you're Michigan City right now, you don't care about the DAC race. You care about playing the best basketball you can when you go into the sectional. If you're Portage cares about the DAC right now because they're undefeated.
Right.
No, nobody knows or cares who gets second in the conference, but they're still in contention to win it. And the game that's going to go a long way to determining that DAC champion is going to happen next Thursday at Crown Point when Portage goes on the road.
67-56 your final, with Portage getting the win and staying undefeated, improving to 16-0.
16's a lot of wins in a row.
That is a lot in a row, and they've got tough matchups, as you mentioned, coming up. Michigan City drops to 9-7, as you pointed out. But I still say they're going to be in section number 3. That's going to be a tough sectional for them. You got Mishawaka, you got Penn, you got the South Bend teams.
You got LaPorte.
That's been really good as well.
LaPorte's beat these guys twice.
So, but what I've seen tonight, Wally, this is a good team. This is not this is better than a 9-7 team that has probably played some really good competition, and they're going to be looking at LaPorte saying it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Well, in addition, it's a pretty good team that played tonight without a 6'5" kid that rebounds like crazy.
Right, Lemons. Yep, he did not get in the game. You're right. Good call. All right, we're going to step aside. We're going to crunch the numbers, and we'll be back with our award winners on the other side of the break. You are watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA,
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Cambridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brendan here along with Wally McCormick. Glad you're with us for this one. We got awards to hand out at the here at the end of this one. 67-56 your final Portage, improving to 16-0. Let's go ahead and name our Crowell Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. The Crowell Companies have offices open 9-7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays until 2 in Highland, Maryville, and right here in Michigan City. Where do you want to go with this one, Wally?
Player of the game for
Let's
Portage?
go. Yep.
I say you got to go Carter Colby.
All right, Carter Colby it is. He had 18 points in this one. He had 12 points in the second half alone. He really kind of took charge in that second half and really kind of became that glue guy.
Yeah, and that's what he does. You know, he's scoring just about 20 points a game, but he doesn't force things. But he's not afraid to take big shots, and he's not afraid to take the ball to the basket. You know, Portage are the good, 5 guys in double figures tonight for Portage. Kobe just happened the most. You know, there's certain pockets of the game. Moran had a pocket where he was pretty good. Josiah Brown hit a couple of threes where they had the pockets, but, you know, Carter ends up with, you know, right about his average 20, so that's who I would pick.
All right, Carter Colby, your Lantern Man superhero of the game, brought to you by the Crowell Companies. Now let's take a look at the Boilermakers Local 374 blue collar player of the game. Boilermakers Local 374, learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. I feel like we got to go Colson Dobre on this one for his second half effort to kind of get Michigan City back into this one.
Yeah, I agree. He scored 16 points, and we don't have the exact rebound numbers, but he's got to be pushing 8-9 rebounds. He altered some shots. He blocked some shots, and that's while being settled in foul trouble. So the big fella had a nice day today.
Yeah, he had really good footwork, I felt like, in the paint as well. That can only get better as time goes on. So, yeah, really impressive night for Colson Dobre. Finished with 16 points. Let's see.
His 16.
12 in that second half alone. So, pretty impressive game overall. Let's take a look at your proud Union Home play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com.
Well, and, you know, there's 100 and something plays in the game, so they're all obviously important. But to me, that last 3 seconds of the first half where Carter Colby splits a double team, pulls up, shoots a running three-pointer, and hits it. Unfortunately, there's 3 seconds to go. City inbounds is it one dribble, shoots an NBA three, and hits it right before the buzzer.
I think that
the other thing I'd say, too, is this, and you can't overlook the fact that I think Portage took 4 charges today, which those are huge, because those are taking layups. Those are taking layups out of the rim, and it's putting foul trouble on the Michigan City kids, so that's a big part as well.
So Larry Upshaw Jr. had that three-pointer to close out that first half that you were saying for our proud Union Home play of the game. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Our operations manager is Rich Castillo. Coordinating producer is Zach Miller, and your sports director is Mike DeWan. Your broadcast crew tonight, myself, Michael Brenner, along with Wally McCormick. Wally, good to work with you for the first time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hope many more. And then our producer today, Clint Klaus, doing a phenomenal job on the production, and then Thomas Marsh doing a great job on camera. a little bit later on as well. And then, of course, big thanks to our coaches, Coach Brian Klaus and Larry Upshaw for Portage and Michigan City, respectively, for helping us get everything we needed for today's game. And, of course, the athletic directors, Brett St. Germain for Portage and Ben Bachman for Michigan City. And, of course, you, the viewers, on Facebook, YouTube, and IHSAA Champions Network, and along with RegionSports.com. Without you all, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you for everything. Again, Portage gets the win, 67-56 over Michigan City, stays undefeated, and that'll wrap things up here from the Wolves' Den on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Machnick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.